Fix your phone addiction. Fix your life. If this is the first time watching me. My name is Sam Hardy. My mission is to thrive in the modern world through fitness, a healthy lifestyle, and mentality being the foundation, and to help as many people do the same. I'm going to break down in this video why the phone, it really is one of the main things ruining people's lives now, and how to fix it. I think life is absolutely amazing. The hard, the good, but I really do think that the phones ruin life and are a main driver of why people really don't feel like life is amazing, even though it is. And I was one of those people. I didn't think life was amazing, and I absolutely contribute some of that to the phone. And I contribute, honestly, most of that to the phone and to abuse of that dopamine. Abusing the phone is super, super normal in today's culture. And I think that's one of the things that makes it even harder now more than ever to get off this stuff, to even think that it's negative and to actually make a change. It's because I feel like all the people that used to tell us to get off the phones, to get off the screens, like our parents, our teachers, like adult figures when we were younger, we're always the ones that tell us not to do this stuff. And now they're the ones as well that are always scrolling on their phones. So I think that it's just become far more normal. I think it's become far more accepted. It is just normal to be addicted to your phone. And as a result, it's normal to feel anxious. It's normal to feel depressed. It's normal to feel all of the negative traits that come from abuse of the phone. The biggest reason, in my opinion, that the phones are so dangerous if not used appropriately is that we are just simply not designed. We're not naturally meant to have this type of stimulation. It does not exist in nature whatsoever, and it's something that is one of the main things in our life now when we're not even designed to have it at all. When it comes to most things, more natural is good. Like, how is it really designed to be? Not everything, but most things. Being able to wash our hands is nice. Being able to take showers is nice, stuff like that. But most things, the more natural it is, the better, and the better for your health. And I try to do this. I try to wear as minimal clothes as I can, having my bare feet on the ground. I mean, I love this stuff. I used to be so against it. It used to be like very weird to me, but I fully get it now. I fully get being as natural as possible, getting all the technology out of my life as much as I can realistically, and really being a little jungle boy. But if we think about the natural world, in the natural world we do a bunch of things that are calming to the nervous system, actively beneficial to our brains and our nervous system, because that's what the phone attacks the most, is our brain and our nervous system. People are always like jittery and not feeling good and anxious. And naturally, what we're supposed to do is be grounding all the time, to be like lifting logs, exercising, being outside all the time, sleeping. Like, all this stuff is naturally healing to the body, and especially to, again, the brain and the nervous system. That's all that is what we're naturally meant to do. And now it's quite the opposite. We do almost The average person does almost no exercise, doesn't ground, doesn't get outside, doesn't get the sunlight, doesn't eat good real foods, and then actively stimulates their brain far more than the cavemen could have ever imagined. So we do nothing to help our brain and our nervous system, and then we do many things to actively damage it. Another big part of this stimulation is the lack of boredom. Many people say how much better life was when they were younger, like when it was the simple times. 100% agree. 100% agree. But I don't agree that they have to be only the years when you're younger. When you were younger, most likely, if you were lucky enough not to be an iPad kid, which everybody thinks would have been the best thing when they were that age, but man, I'm glad. If you're not an iPad kid, if you weren't an iPad kid, you should be glad. We lived life. Part of life is boredom and not knowing what to do and just sitting there. And that's what we experienced as young kids, like looking out the window. Doing all that stuff is so beneficial for the mind because you're actually living the real world. You're not leaving the real world the second something bores you. This is why life feels like crap compared to what it used to be when you were younger. You were just in life. You didn't escape. You weren't doing escapism by getting on your phone. Most likely you weren't doing that. And most likely you think of the times when you were younger as really nice, and they probably were. But they can become that now. When you don't allow boredom on a cellular level, your dopamine receptors get fried. I think most people know this. Your dopamine will, like, your brain just won't produce as much dopamine, and it needs more activities that produce dopamine, like scrolling and being on the phone, to even be at baseline. So you will actually feel more depressed, worse. You're not going to feel as happy. And like I said, you're not living. That's not life. Life, there's no escaping real life. Real life is real life. When you escape to the fake life, fake world, the portal to dopamine on your phone, you're not actually living life. Part of life, things that are actively exciting you. So when you're doing something, oh, this is fun, this is fun. The second you're bored, you go on your phone. You're not actually living, because that's not life. Life is not only the highs and excitement that keep your attention span. Part of life is boredom. Part of life sometimes is feeling actively bad, but that's fine. And that's how life becomes amazing, when you actually live through that. And you can make your life better so you don't feel bad. And the thing is that your addiction will tell you that there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, that you don't need to live a certain way to feel the best, because the things that you watch make you laugh. I'll be the first one to admit I've quit scrolling, but like, if I were forced to scroll, I would find a bunch of stuff that I thought was funny, like just stupid random crap. I would find it funny. I would laugh at it. That doesn't mean it's actually beneficial for you. You're fulfilling an addiction. That's why it feels good in the moment, but it makes your life actually worse. So I'm not pretending like this this the stupid stuff that you scroll through isn't funny. I'm not unaware of the things that are out there, but I recognize that it makes my life worse, even though in the moment it's funny and it distracts you from any problems you may have in the moment, but it makes your life worse. And another thing that most people fall for, the false sense of urgency, is that people think that we need more info. And this is what I really fell in the trap, because I feel like, no, I'm being informed. I need to be informed. I'm missing out on this. I'm not going to be ready for this. Anything What we have lost is being able to actually take information from our own life. Yes, I know that there are some things that you need to learn that aren't directly, like, you didn't just see it with your own eyes. I get that. But always needing more info is extremely problematic, because our brains, it's a survival instinct. Our brains will keep telling us, if we don't check it and we don't stop early, our brains will keep telling us, never stopping, nonstop telling us, we need more info. We need to learn about this. We need to protect ourselves from this. We need more of, and far more of, just personal experience, real life knowledge, because most of the stuff that you see on the news, on whatever, it has not actually personally impacted you. If the news didn't exist, you could have lived your entire life not knowing it, but you made yourself feel bad because you thought you needed to know it. So we need far less knowledge and far more wisdom. And wisdom comes from your true self, being centered with your true self, which is from truly living, not on the phone. And finally, before I actually tell you how to fix this, is time wasting. It is ridiculous how much time people waste, including myself, including when I was on my dopamine grind, which was legit, legit grind. I'm talking 10 hours on Xbox, 12 hours on TikTok, out, like, some legit numbers. And then you are left feeling like you have no time. And that very well may be true. You may have actually just wasted that much time. If you think about how much time, how many things are to degree of a thing you could do in a focus, just 30 minutes, you could get a lot done, and you can get some meaningful stuff done. And people usually are spending hours, hours and hours. Again, I know from personal experience, it's a huge time waster. You are not going to be productive. You're not going to be your best self if you're spending that much time, hours. The one thing I don't like about content creation and online coaching is that I have to be on my phone. a lot. But even with making videos and producing content and being on my phone for coaching, I'm still an hour and a half max on my phone, maybe 2 hours, depending on how long it took me to edit something or post something. But if you are able to filter that, because if you're making something productive, then that is, I would consider that meaningful time. But any time that you're spending on useless crap that's making your life worse, it really starts to add up. It's very easy to scroll for hours. And what you probably feel right now, the biggest thing is the number one reason I hear, the number one excuse I hear for people talking on the phone, because I talk about it in real life. Like, I'm never going to judge somebody. I absolutely do not want to make anybody feel bad. Even if it's a bad habit, I don't want to make people feel bad. I don't want to discourage them. But the number one thing I hear is that I have nothing else to do. And when you say you have nothing else to do, that implies that you have too much time, that you're just sitting around doing nothing because you've already completed everything that you want to do. This is literally never correct. 100% of the time they're bluffing. Or what they do is they really think that. And I completely used to agree. It's like, I have nothing to do. I don't want to sit around bored. If you go to the gym, get outside, play some sports, read, meditate. If you do good habits and spend more quality time, spend more time with your friends, spend more time with your family, spend more time with the people that really mean a lot to you. And there are going to be times where you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough time to do all these things, which is fine. But start doing good habits, start doing things for yourself and for other people. Start an adventure to get your best physique. Start an adventure to get really good at a sport. Start an adventure to change your social life, to become more social and to try to just make other people's day better. Start doing these great things for you in the world, and you will absolutely be fulfilled and use your time very well. Quick plug, if you guys are interested in getting your best physique and maximizing your health at the same time with an animal-based diet and a lower volume, higher intensity training, if it sounds like something you're interested, if you want to start that journey, I'm going to leave a video in the description describing my one-on-one coaching. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go check it out. Now, how to actually fix this issue. It's a very simple, like most meaningful things, it's very simple, but it's not necessarily easy to actually apply to your life. To fix your phone addiction, not too long ago, I would have promoted getting a ton of like blockers on your phone, like shutting out everything, like, I don't know, downloading some app to like block your apps. But I really don't think that's the real thing, because that's what I used to do. I used to like screen time the hell out of everything, and I used to block everything, like make it impossible to even view this if I wanted to. And I realized that while that is absolutely moving in the right direction, it's 100% better than being addicted and actively always scrolling and doing that stuff. It does not actually make you the person that can be low dopamine. You're not becoming a low dopamine person necessarily. You're just blocking it, making it literally impossible for you to stumble across it, which again is better. But if you can just understand, everybody knows the difference between meaningful stuff, meaningful content, meaningful time on your phone, producing something or watching genuinely good content that benefits you, and wasting your time and doing things purely for dopamine and because if you're doing meaningful things on your phone, you can absolutely have a very low screen time. But just becoming the person that knows what the BS is and just knows that if you can understand that you will feel a withdrawal like a drug to not being on dopamine, you're going to like feel like it's consuming you, like you just want to scroll or whatever. You want to go on your phone and do what you would normally do. If you can understand that you're going to have thoughts that are saying like that are super strong, that it's like, this is stupid, I just want to go back on my phone. You're going to have feelings that tell you the same exact thing. You're going to go through a withdrawal. But if you can understand that it is always lying, it's always lying. And if you can truly understand that it will never benefit you, it will always harm you, and it will always benefit you to truly live life, to get out, exercise, spend quality time with your family, and allow yourself to be bored. Allow yourself to do nothing sometimes. That is truly life. Do you understand that? That's all you have to do is truly understand that you also fail. You are not going to just out of the box nail it, never scroll again in your entire life. Don't set yourself up for that. Just understand in this moment, I'm going to do my best to not do it. And it will get easier and easier day after day. It will get easier to stop. I still get urges sometimes myself, even though I've gotten very good at not scrolling and abusing my phone. I still get urges to this day, but I understand what it is, and I understand that I'm just not going to do it. So don't overthink it. Understand the knowledge and actually apply it to yourself. Put in those reps, put in the hard reps, and face that resistance, and you will absolutely crush your phone. Your phone will no longer control you, and you will be in control of your phone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think it's very crucial, very, very crucial topic that is becoming more normalized day by day, becoming more normalized, and it's harming so many people, especially the younger generation, because we don't really have that much experience. But get outside, work out. If you guys wanted to subscribe and join along on the journey to thriving in the modern world through fitness and lifestyle being the foundation, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Join along. Once again, I'll leave a video in the description for my coaching if you're interested in that. But besides that, have an absolutely blessed day, and I'll see you on the next one.